What's up, guys? With episode 4 on NA ramping up and going pretty well, I will say. I'm going to go ahead and start discussing episode 5 content. Because simple fact that in the corner, even though all of PSO 4 episodes, well, PSO episodes 4 story isn't all there, I'd say we're about halfway through the story. So if you haven't done the story yet, you may as well go ahead and do it now because it's at to be continued right now. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go over episodes 5 content piece by piece until it releases, starting with one of the first things you'll get when you get into the game, and that'll be Dark Blast. So, without going too much into story, because Dark Blast is very loosely entitled into story, as you get them piece by piece. So I'm just going to go over today's video, just the menu of the Dark Blast and how you can obtain all 4 Dark Blasts. So if you look at my palette right here, I have Dark Blast right here with the number 1 on it. Right now, you can only use Dark Blast once per quest, so make sure that you use it at a point where if stuff is going sour, or something needs to die, or you're fighting a boss, and you're getting at that climactic point where it needs to die. You're going to see that a lot. Dark Blast can really help you tie the ties. So, in the main menu, it's going to be underneath your equipment and right there at the bottom. So you do get 4 forms of Dark Blast. Like I said, they all tie into the story, so I won't get into all of the different forms right now. I'm just going to get you an intro into Dark Blast to see how they work. So when you first get into episode 5, you should get the Elder form, just the first form. You may have to do story, but as I've done, simply just playing the game and hitting certain levels, they all start unlocking. So you may just get Elder form straight out the box. You may get Luther form, maybe level 83, and then Apprentice form, maybe level 85 or 86, and then double form towards the level 86, 87. I know I've gotten all my forms before I hit 90. So it may have you do story, but we don't know that yet. So with the first we'll do Elder form. We're just going to go in order because they're already in order right now. And then how you can customize them. So you can customize the look and everything of your Dark Blast. You can go as straight normal, which is when you transform, you'll look like, Dark Falls Elder and stuff like that. Or you can go very transparent. So your character will just appear your form will appear over you while you're still in the field. Personally, I prefer just to transform. And then depending on your quality settings, it'll apply to that. So you could do, like I said, you could do original, which is your regular form, and then you could do aura, which is, half there, but your main character's there. And of course, you can change its color, which is really cool. So that's one thing you can do. I'm just gonna back out this. So your form will get experience points based on how much experience points you get during whatever activity you're doing. Of course, the harder the activity you're doing, the more experience points you get, like a little bonus. And of course, the more experience points you gain during that event or whatever you're doing, the more XP you get. So you learn certain skills. Like I said, I'm not going to go into depth. I'll do that in a later video. I'll go all 4 of the forms. So you have to do certain things to unlock the later levels of your forms, attacks and stuff like that. And depending on which one of the forms you do level up, you get different actions, but they all usually have the same actions of HP up and attack up and defense and stuff like that. With Elder form, you get more of the defense because it's a little more tanky and stuff like that. And then when you're leveling up skills, they do tend to need a lot of experience points. So maxing out all your forms could take a while. One skill, like right here, takes 5 mil to get 1 level. So, and that gives you any indication of just how long it'll take. You could just hit the back button and then you can just see what level you could get to, but it won't say how much experience points you need and stuff like that. So the first form, Elder form, like I said, it's more of a tanky form and stuff like that. You should get this as episode 5 releases out. You may have to play some of the story. It's not too far in the story where I'm not going to really spoil it because I don't want to, because it's a really good story. But you'll see, how you get your forms and how the characters tied into the form stuff. If you've played episodes 1 through 3, then you'll know, Elder, Luther, and all those forms and how they tie into it. The story in episode 5 is a little weird. But as it goes through, you'd be like, oh, this guy, oh, that guy, and ooh, this is how you get that form and stuff like that. So it's really good. A lot of people didn't like episode 5, but I did. It was a good episode, but there's really no cringy moments. It's a weird feel, but you enjoy. That's for another video. So once you perform certain things, like, of course, activate your form and stuff like that, you unlock certain things. Now keep in mind, when you need to get some of these skills, like, of course, I have to do physical dash 8 times and then defeat any enemy in form. And the form only lasts about 1.5 minutes. So you really have to, if you need to do some of these moves, like this is your ultimate move, you have to really get in there and then just really just go to town enemies. That's why sometimes if you need to unlock skills, it's really good to do it like either by yourself with a bunch of enemies or stuff like that, in like either ultimate quest or such like that. We won't get the 3rd map of ultimate until episode 6, unfortunately. So we're gonna be stuck with it too. So once you get your first form, you can use large parties to unlock a lot of these skills, because some of them do require you to defeat a certain amount of enemies. And then, of course, you have to be in that form. So this is the first form. And then, this is all the skills up to about level 10. But again, once you get in towards a level 10 spot, they can get really expensive to level up. So it's going to require you to just, do a lot of missions to get experience points. If you're doing stuff like your Tokyo Gold and Tokyo Rainbow when that comes, you can get a lot of experience points pretty well. But just normal gameplay, like right here, not really leveling up my forms, you can get a lot of experience points, but it just takes forever. So just get into that kind of rhythm that you need to do a lot of stuff to get these forms up and everything like that. So this is, like I said, this is just the first episode of just showing you with Dark Blast. In the next episode, I'm going to go ahead and go into more detail of all the forms, and then on the third video, I'm going to show them in action, because there is a training course where you can transform as much as you want, and then I'll show you all the skills. And so just real quick before I end the video, I'll just tell you what the forms do. So the first form, of course, is just straight raw physical damage, very tanky, lots of HP. Luther form is probably my favorite form. You can fly pretty much as high as you want, and just all your standard moves don't use PP. So you can just use them a lot, except for your last move, which of course uses like 40 PP and such. Apprentice forms uses drones to attack, so it's really fast. It hits really quickly, not like hard, kind of like remnants of a fighter. Hits really fast, and of course you get those support drones, and then really fast attacks. And then double is like straight ranged, so you can just stay at a range and use toys and stuff. We won't talk about that, but you can just stay in range. The attacks are really weird, and I think with the princess form you get a gauge as well, and I think double form you get a gauge as well too. I don't really use these two. I just use Elder or Luther. They're probably my favorite ones. I know it says Lucia. It's just a botched kind of translation. But anyway, hope you guys are excited with episode 5. I think out of the content we'll be getting this year, I think episode 5 may be my favorite. Of course you get Hero, then level 90 and other stuff. So I'll go over in detail about the different elements of episode 5. Episode 6 is going to be kind of in fragments, because we're going to get like part 1, whatever the heck that means. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look out for the next one in a day or so. So till next time, guys. Peace.